This is a great day for New York. Together, gentlemen, we are taking a step forward into our shared future. I think we should know the Russell family.
New York is a collection of villages. We know the people who live in our own village.
I could throw a stone from here and break their windows.
Don't tease me.
I'm stating facts.
I'm not concerned with facts. Not if they interfere with my beliefs.
Perhaps the time has come for a new chapter.
You want to build a new station in the city.
There are no objections.
Not to the plan.
Only to me.
I'm obliged to concede that he is someone to be reckoned with.
I'm afraid New York can be quite challenging.
I know what I want.
It matters to me, even if it doesn't to you.
Haven't you ever wanted a woman who thinks only of you?
I'm tired of being cut on my own doorstep.
Do you think we should kneel?
Miss Marion can be reckless. That is why I'm counting on you.
I will not spy on her.
Parents do things to protect their children, whether they like it or not.
You make your own path.
You don't know anything about me, about my life, about my situation. I live in a different country from the one you know.
You have belittled my wife. How could I allow that to go unpunished?
How much money has one man got?
A great battle is coming.
We'll face this together. We'll tell them how it's going to be. Over my dead body.
Society is always in a fluid process of being rebuilt, and I think the young do reshape society.
Peggy fits into our story very interestingly. She happens to be at this train station, and her and Marion survive this con. It sort of smashes them into each other.
My purse. You haven't seen a purse by any chance?
Can't you go home to get money for the next train?
There is no home to go back to.
At the beginning of the pilot, they're both in these desperate situations. And it wasn't just helping her out on a normal day where she lost her purse. It was helping her out on a day that she had left home behind her. That's why Marion has the impulse to invite Peggy to come into the cab.
Let us at least give you a ride.
Thank you. Marion, much to Ada's delight, is coming to live with her two aunts in New York City.
And who is to support her? Exactly. Me.
Christine is, of course, essentially a bully, but she's a bully we like, I think, because we sort of see the sense of what she's saying.
Agnes wasn't in love with the man that she married. We were left really without much of an inheritance. She had to make a practical decision. She likes to remind Ada, I sacrificed for your sake. I don't think it's cruel. It's a sort of thing that they do.
We are oil and water, salt and pepper sisters, and so we have a lot of fun squabbling.
We didn't have anything to do with Marion, so we don't really know what we're getting into. The minute she shows up, I say, well, you're not going to wear black anymore.
But I'm in mourning.
I don't want you hanging about on the edge of things like a lonely crow.
She is genuinely doing it because she thinks the life she's trying to force Marion into will be the best option for her.
We find Marion having gone through the biggest loss of her life. She doesn't have a footing, she doesn't have a root, except for the memories that she holds of her father. Finally, she arrives at the house, and Agnes immediately condescends her.
Agnes responds in a more simpatico way with Peggy than she does with Marion.
There's so much history with my brother and anger towards him for squandering the family fortune, and his daughter also can be strong-willed and opinionated. Peggy doesn't give me a hard time like that.
Peggy ends up sort of in this new world while Marion's ending up in this new world in the Van Ryn household. The way that she presents herself allows for a portal for Agnes to see her and maybe not allow the stereotypes about her to get in the way. As old-fashioned as she is, Agnes was a woman who made lemonade out of a very hard situation. I think they're able to see a tenacity that they both have.
The Wanderer has returned.
You took your time coming to tell me. I'm very attached to my son. At the moment when we see him, I'm losing control of him. I'm at a point of wishing Oscar were around more, and why isn't he married yet?
This is a time when a society marriage isn't always predicated upon love and romance, but he is also considering keeping his ongoing affair with John Adams.
These societies were not so much hostile to being gay, as completely in denial. It was a very painful journey, and one where you were at risk.
I think Oscar has to be slightly attentive to being caught out, because this is a world of relentless social ostracism. But he's barely convinced that things will turn out for the best.
Mrs. Van Ryn and her sad sister were spying on me when I came back.
I don't know why you bother with them.
I don't bother with them.
Bertha has a very specific strategy that she's following to try to break these social customs. And the first thing she does is build a house. This creamy, light limestone house that looks different from all the other houses on the block, hoping that it will be irresistible, that people will have to come and look inside. You must pay us a visit. Now we come to find out that's not entirely true. It's going to take a little more than that.
She has money, and she has energy, of course, but she has nothing that will open a door. She has to kick the damn doors open.
George sees that the pursuit is not making her very happy. You know, they've just moved into this new, beautiful home. There's a lot to celebrate, but she's focused on it to the exclusion of all else.
I'm only doing it for you. And Larry. And Gladys, of course.
Of course.
Gladys resents her mother for all the control she has over her. Like any teenager on the brink of adulthood, she's craving her own identity. Larry has a soft spot for Gladys. He's always quick to go to bat for her.
Is there anything I can do, Mother?
Go to bed.
She's not a child.
So you keep telling me.
They really are best friends, and he looks after her and really sticks up for her.
If you're all going to bully me...
I can help.
Very well.
Bertha had to fight a little more for what she has now, and she really wants Gladys to occupy an important place in society. But socially, they still have a ways to go. When the at-home is not successful, we finally start to see a little crack in that armor.
Just go, Mrs. Fane. Please go.
Really, your fantasy is that people will invite you in, but they don't. You have to give them a reason to do so.
Her reaction is to mourn the event. And then it's just galvanizing. It just gives her energy for the next step. And she's just relentless.
And I promise you this, I'll make them sorry one day.
It's a little scary.